Solana has been a major outperformer the past few weeks and has seen the largest increase in TVL over the last 30 days of any crypto chain. Going into the next bull run, I am going to be focusing primarily on the Solana ecosystem. Niching down like this is the only way to truly know what the sentiment is for a given ecosystem and its most promising tokens. Solana has had some of the largest airdrops to date and even larger ones coming up in the near future. This will infuse significant new capital into the Solana ecosystem that will likely be reinvested by the Solana users into other Solana tokens and projects. Right now, there are still almost 20 tokenless protocols in the Solana ecosystem, so we are still super early. If you are tired of missing out on the major pumps, follow along to see how I will be prepping for this next bull run. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please hit that like and subscribe on the way in. Today, I'm going to be outlining my strategy for this upcoming bull rally. I'm very confident that what we have seen thus far is still the very beginning of what is likely to come here in the coming months and years for crypto and Solana especially, because Solana will be the ecosystem that I will be primarily focusing all of my attention on rather than getting distracted by the noise and the FOMO of these other meme coins and gaming coins and AI coins and stuff like that. I'm going to be focusing primarily on the Solana ecosystem for a few reasons. One of them being how easy Solana is to use. I mean, the user experience is phenomenal. It is far better than any other ecosystem that I've interacted with. Of course, far better than anything involving MetaMask and Ethereum. Secondly, it is incredibly inexpensive. If you compare any of the fees in Phantom to any of your fees that you experience with swaps or buys or sells in MetaMask, it's not even comparable. I just took a look at a swap that I did yesterday. It was literally less than a penny was the cost of the swap between Solana and Pith, which is a token I bought yesterday. If you take a look at the equivalent in MetaMask, it's probably somewhere around $12 to $15, depending on how busy the network is at that time. And it also takes minutes as opposed to Phantom and Solana, which takes literally seconds. So I'm going to be focusing all of my time and all of my investing capital into the Solana ecosystem. And apart from the two things I just mentioned, there's also a ton of airdrops coming, which is new capital being deployed into the ecosystem to people who are already actively using the ecosystem. So they're very likely to understand how efficient and how cheap it is to use. So I'm very confident that they're going to then reinvest that new capital into other projects and tokens. So guys, that being said, I have already started making a decent size list here of some of the tokens that I've found through some of my research, mostly finding these tokens right now just via SolScan, finding really big whales that hold things like Bonk that have traded profitably. And then I'm just looking at what they are now buying within the past few days and few weeks, because obviously if they're trading hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars worth of Bonk profitably, I would expect them to have some sort of very valuable network or knowledge that people outside of those networks don't have. So that's how I've compiled this small list that I have so far. If you guys want to see another video on how I've done that specifically, I'm happy to do that. Let me know in the comments down below. It's very simple, and it really gives you a good starting point to get a list of tokens that you could go on and then start researching. But guys, just to give you an idea of really the power of Solana right now, if we take a look here at DeFi Llama and we go down, we could look at the 1 month change here in total value locked of all of these top chains, and we could see that Solana is at 103% positive change over the previous month. And if we look at the top 11 coins here, even if we go, I think we could go as far down as we can. It is literally the largest percent increase of any chain here in the crypto space. There's 581.6 million in TVL. That's 103% increase over the last 30 days with 115 protocols, almost 200,000 addresses. Absolutely insane numbers here from Solana, and it is no surprise that the Solana token has also increased and outperformed the rest of crypto significantly. But guys, this is the only thing you need to know, that this is where the sentiment and the narrative is going to be going into this next bull market. And if this is how Solana is performing now, I can't imagine what it's going to look like when things really, really heat up, whether that's in a few weeks or months or maybe towards the end of next year. But people are clearly understanding the value of Solana, the user experience, the efficiency, the inexpensive nature of all of the platforms that are being built, and of course, the speed. The other part of my thesis that I mentioned for really going all in Solana is the airdrops that are happening. A lot of the airdrops that have already happened have been extremely successful, Bonk being one of them. A meme coin that I really, even though it is already gotten to such a large market cap, let's take a look here quick. It's already at 227 million in market cap. I still believe that it has a lot of room to run, a lot of upside here once this market really takes off. We have to remember that the Solana has such a strong community that they are going to want to make Bonk the #1 meme coin of everything. And it's ridiculous that these meme coins perform the way they do, but that's just the nature of crypto right now. We have to accept that. They're not going anywhere, at least for this next bull run. And we just remember, Dogecoin is the #9 crypto by market cap at $10 billion. So Bonk in comparison is still very, very small, and it is very likely that we see Bonk become a top 50 coin by market cap possibly in the next few months, and certainly within the next few years. And that is a monster return from where it is right now. And guys, if some of my research, I started off looking at the people who hold the most Bonk. There are still people holding and buying major positions in Bonk. Major positions meaning hundreds and thousands, and in some cases millions of dollars worth of Bonk to this day. Some of them haven't started selling, some of them have sold and have started buying again. But Bonk is not going anywhere anytime soon, in my opinion, from the research that I have done, with which is based on some of the largest holders of the token. So Bonk being one of the examples of a very, very successful airdrop. We have so many others that to look forward to here in the ecosystem that will infuse so much more new capital. One of them being Drift Protocol, there's JitSoul, MarginFi, all of these, Jupiter being probably, in my opinion, the second most positive sentiment one out of all of these. There are so many upcoming airdrops that are going to infuse new capital here that I would expect very much to stay inside of the Solana ecosystem. And as I mentioned, there are still 20 protocols on Solana that still don't have a token. So these will be brand new tokens, likely with some sort of airdrop or fundraise that will come live, I imagine, before the next bull run really takes off. Now, the other thing that I really like about what's going on with Solana is the rise in gaming. Although gaming is another niche completely, I do own a bunch of just general gaming tokens. However, gaming is really catching on with Solana, of course, most notably with Star Atlas, which I think is going to really outperform this next bull run. Not only does it have the narrative of Solana, the Solana ecosystem behind it, but it also has the gaming narrative behind it, which are two of the most powerful and most positively viewed narratives in the crypto space right now. I am going to stay very on top of new games that are launched on Solana and be following the narrative and sentiment with those, and I will cover those as they do come up here moving forward. Now guys, of course, the meme coin stuff is great, but Solana has so many newer projects that have such positive sentiment and narrative behind them, and I think they will really outperform. One of them being Radium, which we'll take a look at their website in a second, but here is the chart. The narrative here and the sentiment from the community is extremely positive, and I think Radium is going to really take off when this bull market does come. Of course, it has performed extremely well over the past month or so, but I think we are just getting started here when it comes to Radium. And of course, if you zoom out, I mean, you can't even see that we've moved almost. So this is just how early we are. I think Radium has some serious upside in this next bull run. And if we do take a look here at DeFi Llama, once again for Radium, we can see that these fees have started to increase significantly as Radium has begun to really onboard new users. This is a really good sign for Radium. As long as we see these fees increasing, I think Radium is a serious potential to outperform this bull run. There's so many coins out there that have positive sentiment and narrative, but there's nothing behind them. Obviously, Radium here has some serious fees and revenue that are actively growing in the ecosystem. So really good to see. And of course, it is built on Solana, which is the first checked box here for Radium. Now, the second project I do want to highlight in the crypto ecosystem that I have discovered more recently is Pith. They had an incredible presentation at Breakpoint, and they are basically a Chainlink competitor, but they are built on Solana, and they have an incredible team behind them and community. If we take a look here at their chart, as you can see, this is the very beginning, and they haven't even had a red candle on the daily. This thing I will really expect to absolutely take off moving forward. I would encourage you to go watch the Breakpoint presentation. It really was impressive. These guys know what they're doing, and I think Chainlink is really going to have some challenges as Pith really takes off. And if we go over here, we can see that Chainlink is actually number 12 by market cap, 7.9 billion market cap. Pith is nowhere near that just yet. Tons and tons of room to grow here for Pith. As we can see, 623 million, almost a 10x to get to where Chainlink is from this point right now, even being up 31% on the daily. And we can see the only downside to Pith that I have seen in my recent and very basic research that I've done so far is the diluted market cap is significantly higher than the circulating market cap right now, which means there is a lot of locked up tokens out there that can be dumped as the unlocks happen. As we can see, all of these other projects here have a pretty low diluted market caps ranking. This is just the ratio, so it gives me an idea. Higher number is worse, lower number is better. So we can see Pith has the highest. That is a little bit of a negative sign, but nothing that I'm willing to pass up on an investment because of. So that's just something to take into consideration and to keep in the back of your mind as this thing starts to take off when the bull market does come. But I mean, nothing really to look at here on the daily except for just some serious buying momentum here for Pith. And of course, some of these other tokens, Nosana would be put into the AI category, being built on Solana. Really promising, really strong community and sentiment here as well. And as we can see, the price has really held up even despite the recent pullback we saw over the last 2 or 3 days from the all-time highs. So this thing also very promising. And if we take a look here, really small diluted market cap, really good to see. And not only is the diluted market cap ratio really good, but the market cap is tiny. This thing is so small still, so much room to grow here on Solana for Nosana. Really promising project that we're going to be following. But guys, and I'm just realizing now I don't have Helium on this list. I feel like that's just because I have Helium is sort of in a whole separate bucket in my mind. Of course, Helium is now built on Solana. Extremely promising. I should just add that here in a few minutes. But of course, Helium is an all-time favorite of mine from day one. And we can see here it's really holding nicely in this range, just trying to break above this previous high, which we would really want to see. It's actually just crossing it now, but really positive outlook for Helium moving forward, especially now being built on Solana. I'm really excited for Helium's future and a lot of these other smaller coins. But guys, that's all I have for today. Let me know any questions or comments down below or coins that you guys see that you want me to take a look at. Of course, I can't stay on top of absolutely everything. So any new coins you guys see coming up or any really promising projects you see being worked on throughout the bear market, let me know. Drop them in the comments down below. But that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching until the end. Please hit that like and subscribe if you have not already. But just like that, this video is over. And I'll see